Hello and welcome to the Fridge Game Reviews. I'm your host, Mr. 6507, and March is Puzzle Month. So, what other game to start with but one of my favorite games and one of my most scary games, Dr. Mario. So grab your Triox and controllers, and let's get started. Now, the purpose for me starting off Puzzle Month with Dr. Mario is the fact that I have a childhood sort of unattachment to it. I had this game as a child, and to be frank, I was quite scared of it. The viruses did not sit well with me. But because of my love for Tetris, later on in life I picked up this game again. We're going to talk about the history of this game. We just need to know that it's a puzzle game. It came out for the NES. We don't really need a time span because it doesn't really fall into any other time thing in the Mario storyline. Now, what is the plot in this? After one of the games and after Mario has created peacetime, he decided to become a doctor. He goes to Nurse Toadstool and is like, "How's it going?" And Nurse Toadstool's like, "Well, we got a virus problem." And he's like, "Well, just run Malwarebytes." And then he's like, "No, not that kind. We've got these 3 different kinds of viruses, and they're rapidly evolving, and we can't stop them." Dr. Mario says, "Well, I'm glad, because I just invented these magical pills that when they line up, they disappear." Boom. Plot. Now, if we're going to talk about the other parts of the game, I'm just going to cover the art style first, because I think that is one of the coolest things about this game. Now, this game came out around the same time as Mario 3. Therefore, in my opinion, it has one of the best graphics in the series for games. If you look at the detail of the background, it's amazing how it just changes colors. The viruses are well detailed, Mario's well detailed, the pills are well detailed, everything is done right. Everything you expect in a Mario game, especially since this is one of the Mario games on the NES where it all started. As for music, you have 4 songs to choose from, and only 2 you get to listen to while you're playing the game. First off, you have Fever, which exactly gets its point across in being the most catchy tune in any of the Mario games. In fact, it's been so catchy that people have put lyrics to it, such as Brental Floss, and now my childhood has been ruined because I can't stop singing his stupid lyrics to the song, even though I love them. After that, you have Chill, the lesser-known version of the 2 songs that you get when you have gameplay, and it puts across its feelings exactly. It's a chill beat, but yet it has some rock and solos in there. In fact, to the point where if it was on the Genesis, you would almost expect Sonic Team, the Sonic team who made Sonic 2, not the one on cocaine, to make this song. Glorious. It's my favorite song. In fact, it beats Fever out most of the time. The 3rd song we have is Off. It sucks. The 4th song is the title intro song, which I can't help but sing words against it. Viruses. Viruses. They get better, trust me. Now for mechanics, pills drop in the middle of the field, also known as the Matrix. No, not the movie. This is what you call the area where you can move the pills to anywhere. It's essentially also what you could call the giant pill bottle you're staring at. Now, the Matrix, if you didn't notice, has viruses free floating in it, and it's your job to get rid of them, safely eliminating the virus. As the blocks drop, 4 blocks of the same color disappear, and the viruses count as blocks. Destroy all 3 color viruses to progress in the level. It's like rocket science. It's like Mario was just like, "Hey, look, I just used stem cells to make this advanced genetics, and I'm gonna throw crap at it." Now, in any of these puzzle games, strategy is important. I cannot stress it enough. Strategy. Think it through. If you're not thinking, you're not playing a puzzle game. Now, quite a few of these phrases are listed in the book. However, I do not have the book anymore, but it's good to reiterate them. First off, when you first start the game and you want to get progressing fast, keep your blocks horizontal. If you put them vertical, you're going to have to get rid of more blocks to line them up, unless they are a pill which has 2 sides of the same color. This also lines up for something called cascades. In Dr. Mario, gravity is an effect. So when a pill is broken, the block that is left has a tendency to fall down. When these blocks fall down onto other blocks, and those blocks that they have just landed on all decide to disappear, this is known as a cascade. They work for getting you lots of points and make the game go quite a bit faster and make people who are watching you butt clench a lot less. Now, the viruses are generally lined up for cascades, even at the highest levels. So pay attention for it, because it is the easiest thing to line up, and once you get the hang of it, you can get rid of several viruses in one shot. It's to a common thought here, where it seems like Dr. Mario may be cheating you or cheating for you. This is actually due to the fact that Dr. Mario only has a limited amount of capsules, and there's only 3 colors. Therefore, it doesn't have the variety, so on occasion you do feel like you're being cheated or cheated for. At times it may seem like it's handing you everything on a silver platter, and other times it may seem like it's horribly dismembering your puzzle gaming physique. Now, an important thought is that every 10 capsules, the blocks will speed up. And because they speed up, it is important to keep cascades going so it keeps your pills falling very slowly so you can keep track of what you're doing without having to worry about rushing through it. The next thing I will talk about is a term I coined myself called the dump. Now, the dump is an area of the screen that you decide to stick all of your blocks that don't make sense, and it's an attempt to just put them somewhere because you don't have a use for them at the time being. Now, when you're looking for cascades, it tends to lower the amount that you put in your dump, but dumps are a pain in the butt because if you accidentally build them on top of a virus, you will take forever to get rid of them, and remember, every 10 pills, your blocks speed up. So now you have to get rid of so many colors, and if your blocks are vertical, there's no way you're going to get rid of them. So avoid making dumps everywhere. Now, this I will naturally cover more when I talk about Tetris, but for now, the moral of the story is don't take a dump. Now, the final point is cascades, 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 question marks, cascades, and more profit. Now, the cascades help in 2-player because every time you get one, it adds dummy blocks to the second player's screen. And we all know that the point of 2-player is to make the second player feel as worthless as possible. And this leads into, finally, the point system in Dr. Mario. The point system is not based off of how many blocks you get rid of, even if they're just pills. It is based on how many viruses you get rid of in one shot, what your speed is, and how fast you can do it. So, when you're tallying up your points, the speed goes in as a multiplier, so when you choose your speed at the beginning of the level select, that's very important. Try to keep it on medium or higher. Next, the amount of viruses you destroy will factor in a major part of your score. If you get rid of 1, it is essentially 200 points. If you get rid of like 7, it's like 2100 points. It's a lot of difference. Wrapping up this review, Dr. Mario is one of those puzzle games that you can sit down and play on a rainy day, on a sunny day, any day. And it's just one of those games that no matter how many times you blow on the cartridge, in the end of it, you get great music, great art, everything you expect from a Nintendo game, and it's still even playable today. There's online versions from Nintendo that are based in Flash, and check it out if you've never actually played it. I'd be surprised if you didn't. But until then, guys, stay cool with the fridge.